Good day everyone. I am Engine Cadet Abellanosa Jaylord and we are the Group 2. So in this video I'm going to discuss with regards to my topic, which is about the piston overhaul of main propulsion engine. But first, there are safety equipment requirements. The safety shoes, hearing protection, boiler suit, or other similar protective wear. Slippery surface, hot surface, crushing hands, wear eye protection, wear protective gloves, wear mask, wear safety harness. But before overhauling the piston of the main engine, there are safety precautions. First, stop the engine, shut off starting air supply, starting air saver, block the main starting valve, shut off starting air distributor on distributing system supply, shut off safety air supply, shut off control air supply, shut off air supply to exhaust valve, engage turning gear, shut off cooling water, shut off fuel oil, stop the lubricating oil supply, and lock the turbocharger rotors. And the tools we're going to use for overhauling the piston are lifting tool for piston and rod foot, lifting tool for cylinder liner, template for piston top, distance piece for stopping box, cover for stopping box hole, pressure test tool for piston, piston ring expander, guide ring for piston, hydraulic jack for piston rod, tools for tittle lift support for piston, piston lifting tools, rubber cover for crosshead, lifting tools, etc. Hydraulic pump, pneumatically operated, hose with unions 1500 mm complete, hose with unions 3000 mm complete, 5-way distributor block complete. Then overhauling preparation. Make sure that all standby auxiliary engines are ready. Read the manual and have a toolbox meeting with everyone involved in the job. Discuss the complete procedure. Prepare important tools and spares required for overhauling liner as given in the manual. Prepare risk assessment and make sure all personnel safety equipment are used. Go through the previous records or manual for clearance and adjustments. Put the display card main at work. Don't start at low oil pump and auxiliary engine breaker. So, close air bottle valve to auxiliary engine and engine start and stop valve. See that the turning bar is not in the flywheel and should be in place. Open the indicator cocks, close lobe oil, fuel oil, fresh water, inlet or outlet valve. Drain the cooling water line and remove connections. When drawing out the piston, cover the crankshaft with a sheet of or the other to prevent water and foreign matters from entering the crankcase. So, overhauling procedure of main engine propulsion. First, screw the lifting eye bolt in the piston and left it by 20 to 30 mm. Second, loosen the connecting rod bolts with a specified disassembling tool and then remove the bolts on metal cap. Third, set the piston at a position of about 30 after the top dead center. Fourth, eliminate the carbon from the upper part of the cylinder liner. Fifth, remove the disassembling tools and protection ring. Sixth, set the piston at a position of about 80 to 90 before the TDC. Seventh, prepare the tools as per the manual. Eighth, place the protection ring drawing out tool 1 on the piston. Ninth, place the tool so that its outer taper faces toward the piston and do not allow it to make contact with the cylinder liner. 10th, attach the liner retaining implement 2 and spacer 3 and lock them with the cylinder head tightening nut. 11th, turn the flywheel and remove the protection ring. 12th, remove the upper metal and draw out the piston. That's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm Engine Cadet Santaren. So today, I'm gonna discuss the second topic, piston overhaul of diesel engine. Safety precautions. First, stop engine. Shut off the starting air supply. Block the main starting valve. Shut off starting air distributor or distributing system supply. Shut off safety air supply. And then shut off control air supply. Shut off air supply to exhaust valve. Engage turning gear. Shut off cooling water. Shut off fuel oil. Stop lubricating oil supply. And then the last one is the lock the turbocharger rotors. Overhauling procedure of diesel engine. First, piston support. Place the piston in the support and remove the piston lifting tool. Second, piston ring dismantling. Take off the piston ring by the means of the ring expanders. If the engine is equipped with 2 ring expanders, the short ring expanders is for the uppermost ring. So we can see the pictures. And then the third one is the piston crown dismantling. Loosen and remove the hydraulic nuts between the rod and the piston crown. And number 4, cooling insert. Unscrew and remove the nuts for the cooling insert. Remove the cooling insert, clean and inspect the cooling insert. Number 5. Piston rod and cooling pipe. Screw on the eye bolts and lift out the cooling oil pipe. Clean and inspect the cooling oil pipe and the piston rod. Then reinsert the cooling oil pipe. Refit the cooling insert and tighten the nuts and specified in data. Number 6. Piston crown turning. Unlock the crane from the piston lifting tool and connect to the lifting tool and the crane hook by the means of a wire rope. Lift up the piston crown. Fit 2 eye bolts in the piston skirt and a wire rope between the bolts as shown in the skids. Number 7. Piston crown dismantling and cleaning. Place the piston crown with skirt on a wooden support as shown. Remove the locking wire and the screws in the skirt. If necessary, use the dismantling screws to pull the skirt off the piston crown. Mount to the eye bolts in the skirt. Lift the skirt and land it on a couple of planks. That's all, and thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Engine Cadet Mathew Apao. So I'm going to continue the report of Jaylord Santaren. Braid piston crown assembly. To mount the piston crown, stand in the new or overhauled piston crown. Lubricated the threads on the stands with molybdenum disulfide. Number 9. Piston crown and skid mounting. Lubricating the O-ring on the piston rod, flage with the lubricating oil. Land the overhauled piston crown and skirt on the piston rod. Number 10. Sealing ring test. Mount the pressure testing on the piston rod. Foot connect compressed air to the testing tool and fill the piston 4 to 5 bars. Close the valve on the testing tools and remove the air connection. The piston must now hand the pressure for minimum 30 minutes. Number 11. Pressure test. Fill the piston and piston rod with lubricating oil. Mount the pressure testing tool on the piston rod foot. Pressure test the piston at the pressure stated on the data sheet. Number 12. Piston turning. Lift the piston with the normal lifting tool. Lower the piston rod foot until enclose the platform. Land the foot on the wooden block. Number 13. Piston completion. Fit the piston ring right hand and left hand cut with the ring gaps. Stagger 180 degrees and with the top using the expander.
Good day everyone. I'm Engine Cadet Villasquina. So my topic is all about taking a crankshaft deflection for a diesel engine. What is crankshaft deflection? Crankshaft deflection are measured to detect the misalignment of main bearing. The misalignment occurs due to the bearing wear or deflection of a crankshaft. The horizontal and vertical misalignment are checked. Procedure. The crankcase alignment is checked using a dial gauge. The gauge is fitted between the adjacent ribs, opposite the crank pin at half of the diameter from the shaft center. The dial gauge measures the crank web spread at different angular position of the shaft. First, make an enclosed space permit. Second, stop engine and allow to call. 3. Block the starting mechanism. 4. Shut off starting air supply. 5th, engage the turning gear. 6. Open the indicator cock because air will compress and give wrong reading and turning the engine. 7. Stop lubricating oil pump. 8. Put tag main. 9. Open the crankcase and allow the ventilation before entry. Place a dial gauge axially in the crank through opposite the crank pin as illustrated on a sketch. The correct mounting position is marked with punch mark on a crank through. Closing of the crank through compression of the gauge is regarded as a negative and opening crank through is regarded as positive.
Hi everyone, my name is Engine Cadet Empis. We discuss about the fourth topic of replacing a leaking mechanical cell of main engine lobe oil pump. How to replace the mechanical cell on main engine lobe oil pump? Mechanical cells are used in pumps to keep water or any liquid from making contact with the delicate parts of the machine. They are situated on the shaft of the motor. Regular maintenance of these cells is needed to ensure there are no leaks. This article teaches you how to replace the mechanical cell. You will need to purchase a new cell to be able to follow these instructions.
Steps 1. Turn off the power. If the centrifugal motor is in motion, turn it off. Shut off the main power supply. Ensure that there is no possibility of the machine starting up once you get to work. Step 2. Cut the plumbing. Cut the plumbing tubes connected to the centrifugal pump. You can use to perform this action. Once disconnected, you are free to set the pump on the table or the floor, wherever you are comfortable. Step 3. Disconnect the pump. Using a wrench, unscrew the bolts holding the pump's housing in place. Carefully disconnect and detach the pump located beyond an housing. Keep this bolt safe. You will need it later to retouch this state up. Step 4. Dismantle the centrifugal pump's impeller. The cell is located on the shaft behind the impeller. To detach the shaft, first hold the shaft in place using wrench. Then unscrew the impeller by rotating it. Step 5. Remove the shell. Parts of the shell will be attached to the impeller, while the other parts will be attached to the motor shaft. Slide the shell up from both these places. Step 6. Replace the shell. Slide a mechanical shell along the shaft of the motor. Note that the front face of the shaft is extremely sensitive. Even the oils secreted by the fingers, make sure that you don't touch the face. Step 7. Screw on the impeller. With the help of a wrench, hold the motor shaft screw on the impeller. Step 8. Reconnect the pump. Using a wrench, the bolts from step 3 retouch the pump and the motor. Step 9. Reconnect the centrifugal pump. Replace the reconnected system back into the plumbing. Reconnect the plumbing tubes with the help of the industrial strength PVC glue and primer. Step 10. Restart the machine after retouching the plumbing to the centrifugal pump. The PVC glue and the primer takes a minimum of 1 day to dry up completely. Start the machine after a day. Tools and material use. Number 1. Puller. Number 2. Spandrel various size. 3. Plastic mallet. 4. Allen key various size. 5. Mounting sleeve for ball bearing. 6. Screwdrivers. 7. Circlip pliers. 8. Guide pen. And the last is oil can. Thank you for listening me.